Welcome to Repo. Today, we're diving into the story of an American legend facing an uncertain future. Harley Davidson. The name itself conjures a powerful image: the open road, the rumble of a V-twin engine, a spirit of rebellion and freedom. For over a century, this brand wasn't just selling motorcycles, it was selling a lifestyle, a piece of the American dream. But the thunderous roar that once dominated the highways is growing fainter. In recent years, Harley Davidson has been struggling, with sales plummeting and dealerships closing their doors. The icon is in trouble, and the road ahead looks treacherous. So what went wrong? How did one of the most powerful brands in the world find itself on such a steep decline? To understand the problem, we first need to look at who has been keeping the brand alive for so long. For decades, Harley Davidson's core customer has been the baby boomer generation. These were the riders who grew up with the brand's rebellious image, who saw it as a symbol of their own counterculture youth. They bought the bikes, the leather jackets, the entire package. They were loyal, passionate, and they had the disposable income to invest in these premium machines. Harley Davidson built an empire on the back of this demographic, creating a community and a culture that was the envy of marketers everywhere. The problem is, empires built on a single generation can't last forever. The loyal boomer customer base is aging. They are riding less, and many are hanging up their helmets for good. As they exit the market, a massive void is left behind, and Harley Davidson has found itself in a desperate search for someone to fill it. The natural successors should have been the next generations, Gen X and, more importantly, the massive millennial demographic. But this is where the engine started to sputter. The things that made Harley Davidson so appealing to boomers often had the opposite effect on younger riders. The brand's image, once seen as rebellious, began to feel dated, more like a costume from their parents' generation. The very idea of joining a club with strict hierarchies and traditions felt out of touch to a generation that values individuality and flexibility. Millennials grew up in a different world. They are more urban, more environmentally conscious, and face different economic realities than their parents did. Saddled with student debt and facing a gig economy, the idea of spending upwards of $20,000 on a large, heavy motorcycle just for weekend rides seemed like an extravagance many couldn't afford or justify. The bikes themselves were another major hurdle. Harley Davidson built its reputation on big, loud, heavy cruisers. These are fantastic machines for long, straight highways in the American heartland, but they are far from practical for navigating a congested city. A millennial living in a downtown apartment is far more likely to want something smaller, nimbler, and more fuel-efficient for their daily commute. Harley Davidson's bikes were seen as too big, too loud, and too expensive for this new generation of potential riders. The brand was selling a product designed for a lifestyle that fewer and fewer young people were living. While competitors like Honda, Yamaha, and even European brands like Triumph and Ducati offered a wide range of bikes, from sporty cafe racers to nimble urban commuters, Harley remained stubbornly focused on its traditional cruisers. This failure to innovate and diversify its product line became a critical weakness. The world of motorcycling was changing rapidly. Riders were looking for performance, technology, and practicality. They wanted bikes with advanced features like traction control, modern infotainment systems, and better fuel economy. Harley was slow to adapt, often seeming to believe that the iconic rumble of its engine was all the innovation it needed. When they did try to innovate, the results were often mixed. They introduced the Street 500 and 750 models, smaller and more affordable bikes explicitly aimed at younger, urban riders. On paper, it was the right move. In reality, many felt these bikes compromised on the quality and character that defined the brand, alienating some longtime fans without fully winning over the new audience they were targeting. Then there was the attempt to enter the electric motorcycle market with the Livewire. It was a bold and futuristic move, a clear signal that Harley was trying to look toward the future. The bike received positive reviews for its performance and design. But it came with a staggering price tag, placing it far out of reach for the average consumer and making it more of a niche statement piece than a genuine market contender. This struggle to connect with younger generations isn't just about the product, it's about the brand's entire culture. The dealership experience, for example, can be intimidating for newcomers. Walking into a space dominated by die-hard enthusiasts can feel exclusive rather than inclusive. The brand that once symbolized freedom began to feel like a closed-off club with a high barrier to entry. The world was moving towards digital-first experiences and direct-to-consumer models, but Harley's traditional dealership network was slow to change. Younger consumers are used to researching, customizing, and even purchasing big-ticket items online. The old-school sales process felt cumbersome and out of step with their expectations. Moreover, the very definition of freedom and rebellion has evolved. For new generations, freedom might mean the flexibility of remote work, the ability to travel the world, or the financial independence to pursue a passion project. It doesn't necessarily involve a heavyweight motorcycle and a leather vest. Harley Davidson was selling an answer to a question that fewer people were asking. The brand's marketing struggled to find a new voice. For years, their advertising was built on a consistent theme of rugged individualism and the call of the open road. But how do you sell that dream to someone stuck in city traffic, more concerned with finding parking than finding themselves on a deserted highway? Attempts to feature younger, more diverse riders often felt forced, like the brand was trying on a new identity without truly understanding it. The challenges are immense. An aging customer base, a failure to attract younger riders, a product line seen as too narrow and expensive, and a brand image that feels stuck in the past. Harley Davidson is at a crossroads, facing an existential crisis. The brand's leadership knows this and has been trying to course-correct, launching ambitious turnaround plans aimed at revitalizing the company. They are refocusing on their core strengths while also cautiously exploring new segments. There's a push to make the brand more accessible, to streamline the product lineup, and to create a more welcoming experience for new riders. They are trying to balance the difficult task of honoring their heritage while simultaneously embracing the future. Can the American icon be saved? It's not impossible. The Harley Davidson name still carries immense weight and a deep reservoir of goodwill. There is still a romance to the brand that captivates people, even those who have never ridden a motorcycle. But a turnaround will require more than just new models or clever marketing campaigns. It will require a fundamental shift in the company's culture and a genuine understanding of a new generation of consumers. It means redefining what Harley Davidson stands for in the 21st century. It means proving that the spirit of freedom and adventure can thrive in new forms, on new kinds of roads, for a new kind of rider. The rumble of the V-twin hasn't been silenced yet, but its future depends on whether Harley Davidson can learn to ride in a world that has changed around it. The journey ahead will be the most challenging in its long and storied history. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, please consider subscribing to Ude Repo for more deep dives into the stories behind the brands you know.